subject. I'm very interested in this movie. I'd like to talk to you very seriously about it. I said, oh, great, this is wonderful news. And then he said, by the way, are you familiar with an actress named Nicole Kidman? And I said, well, as a matter of fact, I think we sent a script to Nicole Kidman. Yeah, I mean, she was an actress that I really wanted to meet for this. He said, oh, she's great. I'm acting with her in Days of Thunder. I said, oh, wonderful. I said, I'm not sure she has the sense of humor that the Shannon character needs. He said, oh, she's funny. She's really funny. I said, oh, that's great to hear. Well, I'm looking forward to meeting her. I hung up, called up my partner, Brian. I said, Brian, great news. Tom Cruise seems as though he's interested in making Far and Away with us. And you know that actress that you've always liked from Dead Calm, Nicole Kidman, he's working with her now, and he thinks she'd be a very good Shannon. And Brian kind of laughed, and he said, would you just read a newspaper or something once? They're going together.
He's a brilliant young man.
And especially odd boy.
He's extremely moody. Full of spirit, isn't he? And passion. Not really, no. He's fairly dull. He's as ugly as sin, and the most vicious creature I've ever set eyes upon.
The setting of Far and Away moves from the Ireland of the 1890s to America. Tom Cruise and Nicole Kidman played Joseph and Shannon, fellow travelers from sharply contrasted social backgrounds.
He's a peasant farmer and I'm the landlord's daughter, and I want to go to America, and we meet up, and I offer him threepence a day, and he travels with me as my serving boy. And then due to circumstances I lose all my money, and that's where the conflict starts.
Stay right where you are. Don't flutter an eyelid, or I'll stab you. I'll stab you through.
I stabbed him with a pitchfork on our first meeting, and on our second meeting, he's lying on a bed naked, and I look under a bowl at his groin. So it's a rather unconventional first two encounters.
Ron and I went from the Cannes Film Festival to Ireland with the writer Bob Dolman. And it was at that time when we were in Ireland did we fully discover the motivation of the central character in Tom Cruise, what he was all about, and that in what he wanted, and how he was ultimately going to become triumphant.
Joseph, the Tom Cruise character, is drawn west by the promise of free land to be won in a no-holds-barred race. This massive sequence, one of the largest ever to be staged for a movie, not only posed a professional challenge for director Ron Howard, it also retold a little family history.
I was thinking a lot about the immigrant experience. This one Irish great-grandfather that I had who had actually ridden in the Oklahoma land race. Okay, slow down now. Let's pick up our riders. Slow down, slow down. Let's pick up our riders. Slow way down, slow way down.
Nice framing.
Wow. I was encouraging Tom to do more riding. And because I've acted in some Westerns, and I know how intimidating some of those sequences can be. Never done anything as large as Far and Away, but, you know, well, horses are dangerous. You know, but he rode, and he only took about 5 lessons. And I said, Tom, don't you want to ride a little bit more than that? He said, no. He said, I'll tell you what. I now know that I can ride flat out, and I won't fall off. But Joseph's never ridden a horse. And and he says that's a hard, you know, to him he said that's a hard thing to act.
Action!
Ron Howard's reputation as an all-round family entertainer stems partially from hit movies like Backdraft, Parenthood, and Cocoon, and partially from his years as a child actor.
Usually there's always one or two people that say, but about Ron Howard, nobody says a bad thing about him, and that's so rare. But once you work with him, you see why. He is loyal, and you can trust him.
Ron Howard has this uncanny ability to take in a tremendous amount of information
and be able to still not waver and make up his mind on what he wants. And I think he's got very good taste, you know, with performance and the way that he approaches a scene. It's all from, you know, to enhance the characters and tell the story. He's a great storyteller, Ron Howard.
Joseph!
Hello, Grace.
Hello, Joseph. Will I be seeing you in church tomorrow morning?
Sounds divine and holy, Grace. We can share a pew, me and you.
Toodaloo.
Same to you.
She's got an awfully large chest to be going to church.
Shannon, our chests are equal in the eyes of the Lord.
If she goes into the confession box, she'll never come out, the little tramp.
Grace isn't a tramp. She's a dancer in the burley queue.
That isn't dancing. That's kicking her knickers up. And I suspect if you asked her to, she'd kick her knickers off.
The accent that my character's from is very lyrical and I don't want to say soft, but you can understand it to an American ear. You know, whereas Dublin accent sometimes can be very, very hard to understand. You know, I even found myself with, you know, some of the guys there, and they, you know, say, excuse me, I'm sorry, you know.
Action!
In the Irish sequences that open the film, Joseph is already handy with his fists. But when he and Shannon reach the New World, he makes a living as a professional bare-knuckle fighter.
The fight scenes in this movie were choreographed to a certain extent. And, but on the day when you set the camera up, we added stuff. But it was always, you know, we worked on it prior. We had my stunt guy who was initially going to do some of the fights. We realized as it went on, we just, you know, the camera, he just couldn't be in there for any of it, really. He wasn't in there for any of the shots. It's all me in there.
I heard his name from actors who had worked with him and would tell me there's a young actor out there who's very exciting. His name is Tom Cruise. He's dedicated. He's, you know, he's got great instincts. He's easy to work with. All those things. Whenever other actors recommend someone, I take it very, very seriously.
Far and Away, coming soon to Sky Movies this January.
Fall in for comedy as you've never seen it before when all your favorite MASH episodes come to Sky One.
Did you call me doctor?
Why should I call you doctor? I'm the surgeon.
Newly remastered from the original negatives. Now, every outrageous moment, every tear, and every one of Klinger's dresses is fresher, funnier, and more colorful than ever. So take a new look at the series that grows younger with age. MASH, weeknights at 7, starting Monday on Sky One. From the Sky Satellite Network, this is Sky Movies.
There's drama on and off the basketball court now in a true story of a player called Hank Gathers. Final Shot,